we mentioned in a previous episode that we recorded a lot of these interviews kind of over the summer, and originally we were planning on launching sometime in midsummer. Um, and so seeing the evolution of the way people are thinking about hybrid events, even in the last 3 or 4 months, has just been wild. I mean, I remember going to EMS, and this might even be in the first episode, I can't remember, and asking like, how much are people talking about hybrid events? And it was on the tip of everybody's tongue. I was there in person. Everybody was talking hybrid. Then we asked Joanna and Paula at IMEX, and they were like, nobody's talking about hybrid. But then I talked to our sales team about the actual events that are being created in our platform, in the Webex events platform, and a third of them are hybrid events. And some of the in-person events, or things that are being classified as in-person events, are still hybrid events because they have virtual elements. So I think there's just a lot of evolution happening real time, which hopefully this podcast captures some of that thinking. But I think it doesn't take Nostradamus to figure out that we're not going backwards. Like, there's not going to be, it's going to be hard to have these really large, expensive in-person events that don't have virtual elements. And by definition, those are, or at least by our old definition, those are hybrid events. I think what we're going to start to see is, instead of people calling them hybrid, they're just going to call them in person. And it's going to be like the new in person, right? Just like, when you go to McDonald's, even though you can order on your phone or on a kiosk, you don't say I'm, going to a hybrid restaurant. It's just a different way of engaging and interacting. And I think that's continuing to evolve. We're continuing to see technology come into all different aspects of our life. And it's really, really hard to go back to your point earlier with MadFest and others, and not tap into that expanded reach and new audience of virtual, and to spend all that money and time creating these amazing experiences, and to not open those up to virtual attendees. It's really just a matter of what's the right balance, how much are you catering to them, is it two completely different events and double the cost, or are you kind of 80-20, figuring out the best ways to engage each audience. And I think that's just going to become a skill set that people are continuing to get better at over time. And it's just the look of a new event professional these days are either going to have to decide, I think, between in person and virtual, or most people are probably going to have both skill sets.